This is Valley News Live at 5.
We have some breaking news for you now, just into our newsroom. The Traill County Sheriff's Office says the man who was wanted in an attempted murder case in Mayville earlier this month, Norberto Zapata Jr., has been arrested and is currently in the Grand Forks County Jail. Officers say they saw on surveillance video Norberto stab someone with a screwdriver in his right inner thigh as well as the victim's head. Now, just last week we told you about the assault that happened on Mayville State's campus. At that time, the 4 people on your screen right now were all charged with conspiracy to commit aggravated assault. The victim told police he was punched, stabbed, hit with a bat, and also run over by a car on the Mayville State campus by these men. The victim's condition is still unknown, but Traill County Sheriff Steve Hunt says his injuries are substantial. Now on to more breaking news. Authorities are asking for your help in getting some dangerous pills off the streets of Fargo and Jamestown. Over the past year, police have seen an increase in the use of M30 fentanyl pills. They are typically small, round blue pills with an M imprinted on one side and a 30 imprinted on the other. Authorities don't know exactly how many overdoses can be attributed to these pills, but they do say fentanyl was present in multiple fatal overdoses. A delay and shortage of COVID-19 vaccines in Minnesota has left Clay County Public Health with over 1,000 people in Group 1A still left to be vaccinated before the end of the month. Meanwhile, North Dakota and Cass County are well into vaccinating the public and those in Category 1B. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley spoke with Clay County officials today on their frustrations and how they hope the federal government steps up soon.
Andrea, challenging is the word that Kathy McKay of the Clay County Public Health Department uses to describe the county's COVID-19 vaccination efforts. She says while it does vary, Clay County is only receiving between 100 and 400 doses of the vaccine each week, which is significantly lower than North Dakota. McKay says not having a hospital system in Clay County does play a factor into the lower amount of doses received, adding while she knows it's not a competition between the two counties, it is a frustrating reality.
We want to work as one metro community, and in this case, there's just a big divide in how that vaccine is being distributed and how much the North Dakota side is receiving versus Minnesota side. So we're not in step like we'd like to be.
McKay says the lack of vaccinations is not due to the county's lack of resources, saying the county is ready whenever the federal government is able to provide the state of Minnesota with more doses. Andrea.
All right, thanks, Bailey. We'll have more on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 6, as well as how Sanford Health is trying to help Clay County's vaccination efforts. Looks like we're returning to more seasonal temperatures, and maybe we should get used to it. Here's Hutch with a look at this evening's forecast. Hey, Hutch.
Andrea, we are going through some very wild swings in our temperatures here across the valley. Yesterday at this time, we were about 30 degrees warmer in many areas, and the day before that we were in the deep freeze. So up and down we go, and today is a day on a downward spiral with winds still gusting over 30 miles per hour for many areas, some over 40 miles per hour. Current temperatures single digits in western Minnesota, holding on to the teens here in parts of eastern North Dakota. And a quick look at that radar showing a few showers out near the Bismarck area down towards Ellendale. Other than that, our cold front is pushed southward and we have cleared out here in the FM area, and that means it's setting up to be a mighty chilly night. We'll be near zero as we head to bed tonight, and I think we'll have some sub-zero readings before bedtime in our northern counties. How low will we go? Well, I'll answer that. We'll take a look at some weekend snow that could impact some of us. We'll have details on all of that in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. One person has died after a head-on crash with a semi in Grant County, Minnesota. It happened on Highway 27 around 5 a.m. west of Hoffman. Authorities say the semi driver has injuries that are not life-threatening. They are investigating to figure out the cause of the crash. A pickup had to be pulled from a lake after it crashed through ice in west central Minnesota. The Kandiyohi County Sheriff's Office says it happened yesterday on Norway Lake. That's close to New London. Authorities say the pickup was heading back to the south access when it went through 10 feet of ice. Everyone inside the pickup was able to get out safely. Authorities have released the name of a woman involved in a rollover crash near Valley City. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 50-year-old Andrea Sweeney is being treated at a hospital. The accident happened just before 10 a.m. yesterday on I-94, just west of Valley City. Troopers say Sweeney was headed toward Jamestown when she lost control of her Buick and overcorrected, causing it to enter the median of I-94. Essentia Health has started vaccinations for Priority Group 1B this week. Valley News Live's Brian Sherrod spoke with an Essentia family medicine physician and brings us the latest.
When speaking with Dr. Richard Vetter, he tells me that they received both the Pfizer and Moderna doses for the first round of vaccinations, and this goes to the 75 and older group. Now, Essentia has received 975 doses of Pfizer and a couple doses of Moderna. This week alone, Essentia will vaccinate over 1,000 people. Vaccinations are also happening in Wahpeton, Valley City, Jamestown, and many Minnesota sites. When it is the patient's turn, they are asked to reach out through their MyChart patient portal if interested. Essentia will reach out through the same means and in many cases by voice and phone messaging. In the next 2 weeks, Essentia will join Sanford Health in the Joint Vaccination Center located in the old Gordman's building. Dr. Vetter says that makes it easier in terms of fixing the miscommunication that is out there about vaccinations.
Well, I think the value really will be to show the community and be able to communicate to the community on a much more consistent basis. There's been a lot of challenges, I think, around communication, miscommunication. You know, the story changes from time to time. And so I think having a co-located facility will really help us with the communication about when doses are available, what's available, how many doses, that sort of thing.
Now, until then, vaccinations will be provided at their 32nd Avenue location. Essentia shows a 70% acceptance rate with vaccinations with their personnel. The shot is not mandated, but at this time, it is encouraged. As the students continue to do in-person learning, they will keep close watch of the COVID-19 cases. Staff still raises concerns about larger groups attending weddings and funerals.
Doctors say there can be side effects from vaccinations, including anaphylaxis or allergic reactions. Dr. Vetter says for every 1 million people, 11 might have side effects with their 2 doses. He says as a safety precaution, patients are monitored for 15 to 30 minutes after receiving the vaccine. A Sanford cardiologist has a reminder for young athletes and their parents tonight, urging them to take it easy after recovering from COVID-19. Dr. Sunita Sharma says in the last few weeks, Sanford has seen a rise in young athletes coming into the clinic post-COVID.
Just complaining of exertional shortness of breath and not able to do the activity that they were doing before COVID. Or also have seen some patients having different heart arrhythmias like palpitations or racing of the heart or irregular heart rhythm too.
She says 2 weeks after you've recovered from COVID, gradually and slowly increase your activity levels until you're back at full strength. This can help you avoid causing permanent damage to your heart and lungs. The United States is staying in the World Health Organization. The announcement comes as President Biden signs multiple executive orders related to the pandemic. The head of the organization hailed that news, saying this is a good day for global health.
We have a lot of work to do and lessons to learn to end the pandemic and to meet the long list of global health challenges we face. But the world will be better able to meet them with you.
The president's top medical advisor on COVID-19, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said the U.S. will join the UN Health Agency's efforts to bring vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics to people in need, whether they live in rich or poor countries. The number of Americans filing for first-time unemployment benefits continues to be relatively high, but optimism is ruling the day on Wall Street. 900,000 Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week, according to the Labor Department. That number is lower than the previous number of 926,000 and lower than the Dow Jones estimate of 925,000. Continuing claims, or people filing for 2 weeks in a row or more, had a slight decrease, falling by 127,000 to just over 5 million. Still to come, more and more people find themselves shopping online, but they don't necessarily feel safe doing it.
Temperatures have been falling for most areas throughout the day. Single-digit readings for many of us, holding on to 10 degrees in Devil's Lake and in Grand Forks. We'll have details on how low we go, and we'll talk about our next chance of snow in your forecast coming up right after this.